XOXO, got the girl. Pose. Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, I'm not sure how you got here, but certainly I am glad you came. And if you are new here, well, you're in for a treat. All right, if you enjoy chaotic, frenetic energy, which I normally have, but currently I am in a pretty deep autistic burnout, subscribe. I'm a good time. I thought I'd do something a little weird, a little bit different. So today, which is tonight for me, we are going to be thirsting over television and film baddies because I am nothing if not consistent. And so, what we're going to do today is just have a good time. It's going to be a little different, it's going to be a little weird. I hope you enjoy it. Our first baddie, Crowley from Supernatural, the king of motherfucking hell himself. Was he probably 5'6"? Yes. Did I care? No, he was the king of hell. Of course I'm interested. With all the souls I'm collecting, we are a match made in hell. Get the reference? Anyway. So hot. Not tall. The hair wasn't even that great, but it was the attitude. It was the swag. He had so much swagger, and I was like, yes, Crowley, I will do whatever you say as long as I get to be the queen of hell. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I just want to be the queen. You be the king, I'll be the queen, you suck up the souls. And the way that he would always just like play Sam and Dean like finely tuned instruments to get what he wanted, baby, I was in for the ride. Next up on my baddies list, we're going to talk about this character because no name. I can't remember it, and it is in Spanish, and my Spanish is negotiable, to say the least. But Salma Hayek played the sexy vampire in From Dusk Till Dawn. Now, I don't know how I can explain. All I'm going to say is there is a scene in the film where at one point she pours champagne down her very sexy leg, and it rolls down her knee, down her shins, down her toes, and into Quentin Tarantino's character's mouth, who voraciously sucked those toes. And listen, I don't have a foot fetish, and we don't kink shame here. But for a moment, I was like, yes, I will suck your toes. The hips, the snake, the headdress, the attitude, the way that she had zero respect for men. I was there for it, and I would definitely sell my soul, become a vampire for her. She made men her fucking dogs, and I was there for it. I was like, yes, bitch, I want to make men dogs. And I was very young then. That was before they had a word for who I am, which is pan. And I was like, yes, make them dogs. Because even though I'm pan and I am attracted to men, I prefer not to be. Moving on. Ah, yes. Cillian Murphy in Red Eye. Psychotic. Listen, I really don't know what that Rachel was doing. Just not calling. Make the call, bitch. She refused to make the call, and then things had to get violent and nasty. And I am of the mind that had she just made the call, switched the room so that he could commit the murder he needed to commit, everything would have been fine. Instead, things got a little crazy and he got his throat cut and he was pretty angry. But his very angular face still makes me, to this day, think that every time I watch the movie, I'd be like, yes, whatever it is you want, whatever it is you need. Baby, who do you need me to call? Do you need $10,000? I don't have it, but I will find someone who does. Lips red, eyes ice blue. I'm fucking there for it. Anything. Listen, I was willing to become a member of the Mile High Club. All right. And I don't like cramped spaces. I don't like the cramped spaces. But I was willing for you. Okay. Moving along. Listen, I know how people feel about Fast and Furious and its offshoots, but Hobbs and Shaw produced a very, very sexy villain played by Idris Elba. This man had technology on his side, and as someone who would like to live on not in my body but in a computer, I was there for this. Rode a motorcycle like it was a part of him. Yes, I want to be on the back of that cycle. I want to hold your body as we ride towards murderous intentions. I was there for it. I wanted it. I was like, yes, make it happen. He was fast. He was stealthy. His eyes were like computers. And I was like, yes, sir. Anything you want. What? What? Yes, I'm there for it. He could not be stopped. And the only way he could be stopped was by two muscle bound goodies, which we may talk about at a later time if you all like this video and share it. It took two of them to take him down. It took a Samoan and a British white man to break him. And that is something that, listen, the things that are happening right now to my insides and my lady bits that I don't normally use for this, nothing could stop him. Except for the two. And he was willing to die for everything. And even better, when he knew his end was coming, he was just like, yeah, it's a bitch. And then just boop, out. And I strive for that kind of nonchalance. Next. All right, so next up, we're going to talk about my bae, SubMotherfucking Zero. All I've ever wanted ever since I saw SubZero was just well, we have a connection, okay? We have a connection. And considering I am not a person who engages in actual, carrot to taco action, this is the one time I feel like I would change my mind. There would be no sweat. And honestly, I feel like because SubZero is so cold, there would be no weird smells. And I am living for it. Also, the fact that he can freeze somebody's blood and stab them through the heart with it does something to my soul that I can't really explain, but I love it. I love it. I love that SubZero was just always ready to put a motherfucker on ice. Don't play, don't trip. He has no cares. He is there for the death, and I am also there. And even if SubZero was like, I'm gonna kill you at the end of this, I think I'd be okay with that. I think I would. Like the mask, the headband, the cold, seething anger. I need this in my life. Next. A lot of people did not see what I saw in Calypso, but I don't know what you were looking at. Calypso is the embodiment of chaos. Chaos energy just sent to you in the darkest, creepiest way possible. And I was there for it. I was like, babe, I will go down there. I will slide down into the dark creepiness. I am there for all the spells that you want to cast. I will be your partner in crime. We will only need one more to make our coven the power of 3. Listen, listen. I understand. People are like, Calypso doesn't brush their teeth. Listen, I'm depressed a lot. And I often go through autistic burnout. I don't care if your teeth are brushed at this moment. I care about the darkness you plan to bring to the motherfucking world. And that's where I stand on that. Moving on. Continuing in my absolute unchecked joy, we have Gabriel from Constantine, who was pulling all the strings from the jump, trying to what? Make Satan's child rise? Gabriel, you naughty, naughty they. I was there for it. I loved the hair. I loved the wings. I loved the kind of freaky toes. Listen, I'm not a super foot person, but there was something oddly arousing about that weird squared off foot, and it did something for me. Also, the kind of like insanity that was there, like the barely checked, barely held sanity until the very end. As a person who is generally holding the fuck on by nary an inch, yes, give it to me. Bring it. Bring it to my heart. Bring it to my soul. I'm ready. Continuing my unchecked pan behavior, we have Akasha from Queen of the Damned, who literally only wanted to burn the fucking world and make everyone in it their undying slave. And I was like, yes, make it happen. I wanted it. I wanted it to happen. I was rooting for her. All right. When she shows up in that bar and she does that sexy fucking walk, and everybody's like, we don't know who this is, but we're like kind of here for it. And then she burns them. She burns them. She was like, they were there for her. And she was like, I don't give a fuck. You little stupid ass bitch. I ain't giving a fuck. Literally burned all of her own fucking followers to the ground. And I can only ascribe to that kind of like cold hearted, don't give a fuck attitude. It's not going to happen to me anytime soon. But when it does, y'all better beware. And she brought along Stuart fucking Townsend. So pale, mostly weak, but couldn't make a fucking decision. Wrong choice, Akasha. You should have picked me because I would have burned the whole fucking world with you. Moving the fuck on. This one is one I have had for so long. It was the absolute dark insanity in his eyes. Johnny Ringo only cared about death and destruction. He cared about chaos. He cared not about another thing. Johnny Ringo, quite literally, is like me, unchecked. If I am completely unchecked and I am allowed to just do whatever I want without society's rules, I become Johnny Ringo, okay? Just living, drinking, doing the dirty deed. He cared not about anyone or anything. And you begin to realize that he was only following his like boss because his boss also craved chaos. And that honestly, if his boss didn't want the chaos, Johnny was going to bring it any fucking way and then leave. Like he would have killed his boss, you know? Would have killed him if it suited him so. And I am so excited about it that Bo is snoring in the background because he's like, I know even in sleep that you are happy and I support that. Moving on. Next, we have a long ago villain, but definitely not fucking forgotten. Kalisto from Xena Warrior Princess. Oh, Kalisto had zero actual sanity or empathy. Their need to destroy everything because of their pain speaks to me on a level I cannot explain. There is so much pain that I live with on a daily fucking basis, whether it be unchecked racism, like just sexism that drives me to like the depths of my soul, transphobia, any of it. All of that is me in Kalisto form. Wanted another one who wanted the world to burn so that their pain could be abated. And I am deeply attracted to that kind of hatred and insanity. I know that this is a weird part of me that you were seeing, but I loved it. She laughed gleefully at destruction, and honestly, I kind of do the same, but in this form that I currently hold, it shows itself as I like mess, I just don't want to be in it. And on to the final one. At our very end, we have the whitest of the white boys, but also the 90th of the 90s boys. And that is Deacon Frost from Blade. Deacon Frost took Blade's own mother, his own mother, and brought her to his side to make her fight against who? Her own son. Listen, that kind of evil is unchecked, and I am there for it. Also, he could jump really high, and it was super, super sexy. And his hair, the frosted tips. He knew how to smoke the cigarette in the bad boy way, where you hold it to your mouth in that circle. Bitch, what? That particular hold is how I ended up with my ex-husband, who didn't look like him at all. At all. And my feelings are hurt. I fell in love with how he held the cigarette, but not him. My own fault. Moving on, the storm is agreeing with me that Deacon Frost was just the baddie. And don't forget that this, along with the movie Hackers, really brought like dubstep dance house to the forefront. It was like just a good time. And also, we cannot forget the super sexy blood rave that he was hosting. Okay? So that is it. That is my list of sexy baddies that I thirsted over in a creepy ASMR way, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. Thumbs it up. I need these affirmations so that I don't destroy the world. As usual, huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you for everything that you do and for allowing me to just be a wild ass bitch over on Patreon and the channel members who allow the same. Until next time, XOXO, Gothic.